People in 2026 are seriously going into thousands of dollars worth of debt to go to Disney. And the worst part, they don't see a problem with it. Society has completely normalized going into debt for memories, and it's out of control. Somewhere along the way, going broke for a vacation became acceptable. So today, we're going to talk about why that mindset is insane. I'll also be reading some of your comments from the previous episode, so if you want to be featured in the next one, definitely make sure to drop your thoughts down below.
Oh! This SoFi is $72,002.22. What the f is this?
That's another debt consolidation loan.
Oh! Say, guys, why?
For the wedding and going and traveling to see her family and going to Disneyland and traveling to see my family.
Yeah, let's take out a 13% personal loan for traveling.
Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse than having a $72,000 loan, it happens to have a 13% interest rate on top of it.
That's $70,000 minimum monthly payment. This is crazy. $1,335.37. This is crazy. Did you just moan at me?
That's more than some people's mortgages. That's absolutely insane. And how it's crazy how in today's day and age, how people justify their reasonings for going into tremendous amounts of debt, like as if it's totally okay. It's become completely normalized. It's even crazier that people spend like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on weddings with money they don't have. It's not just like a little crazy, but you do what you want to do with your own money if you have it to spend that much on a wedding. But then if you don't even have the money, spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of somebody else's money, borrowed money, on a 13% interest rate is insane. It's insane. No, there's no excuses for it. Visiting family, going to Disney, that's why we took out this much debt. My gosh. Seriously, people do not know how to struggle. We live in a comfort crisis. Oh my gosh. People just need to have everything at any moment. It's crazy. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments that people had left on this video because I thought it was freaking nuts. I couldn't be the only one. Somebody says, I hate Disney adults. Like, for real. Grow up. There is no need to go see Mickey Mouse at 33 years old. Now, that might be a little extreme, and if you're into Disney, by all means, go to Disney. Who cares? Just be an adult and pay cash for it. Save up for it. That's how we afford things. That's how we stop acting like a child that doesn't understand money, and we start acting like an adult who understands money, and we realize, we can't always get what we want, and we have to save, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but it'll be worth it knowing we were able to save up, and it'll be more rewarding to know that we bought it with our own money instead of going into debt, buying something with somebody else's money that we have to pay back with a 13% interest rate. Honestly, can't beat it, join it. If you guys want a loan, I will gladly loan you money for a Disney trip at a 15 to 20% interest rate at this point, because that's a steal of a deal. I ain't gonna get 20% anywhere else. This is insane.
Do you guys have any debt right now?
Right now, I'm in grad school. The student loans is like 30, I think it's close to 35,000 at this point, and then like 1,000 on my credit card, so like 36 probably, 36 to 40,000. The debt is like manageable right now.
Tell us, how much debt do you have right now?
I don't right now.
No credit card debt?
No.
How'd you pay for the trip? Just cash?
Cash. Been saving for a while. I'm trying to save for a house, and I was working on my credit too.
What do you need the credit score for at this point?
I just got a car.
But you paid cash for the car.
No, I'm paying monthly. I got it.
You just told me you didn't have any debt.
You're right. I do.
Okay, what's left on the loan?
Like 20,000.
How much did you put down?
3.
What's the interest rate?
If you ask me right now, I remember, because that day I was high. I did sign for everything, and I got the loan.
So you came back the next day to get the car, and you were high, and you went, yeah, that's sign right here.
It sounded like a good deal, and the payment is not that bad. So
what's the payment?
512.
$512 a month for how long? How many years?
She works with all that. Like, she's the one that takes care of
Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
I'm going to hook you up
This
with
dude's
Every Dollar. It's our
reckless.
premium budgeting app. If you're going to use it, here's what you're going to do. Sign up, download the app on your phone, get a budget going, and your girlfriend will be like, who is this man? I love this man so much more. He's fiscally responsible. He's tracking every dollar. He's got his income. He's got his expenses. He's paying off the debt aggressively. What do you think?
That sounds like a plan.
It really, really, really is such a shame. And it is so sad that our society in 2026, and it's been this way for a while, has completely normalized certain debts as just a natural part of life, like it's okay. Student loan debt, 50 grand, 80 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand in the hole. Well, that's a normal part of life. Everybody has debt. Everybody has student loans. Who cares? I don't consider that mine. And the same thing is applied with cars too. This dude literally is having a conversation saying he's got no debt. And he was so confident with it. And then just pushing a little bit further, we find out he's also $20,000 in the hole for a car. And in his mindset, he rationalizes it. And, society lets him. This is what we do. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, everybody has a car. Everybody has a car payment. $500, that's a month? That's nothing. That's normal. And the sad thing is it is normal. And it shouldn't be. Because it's horrible. And it will forever keep you broke. And it will forever keep you middle class. And it will forever keep you stressed about paying bills if you continue this bad behavior. So it's a real shame that society has normalized certain debts as if it's nothing, as if it's totally normal. This explains why consumer debt is in the millions. And not to mention, these are people that are in tremendous amounts of debt that he interviewed, but they're also at Disney World on vacation, which to me is the craziest thing. And there's a time and a place to go on vacation when you're in debt. And feel free to answer this and your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree on this down in the comments. But if you are in tremendous amounts of debt, you should not be going on a vacation. The only time I could really ever see it is maybe you have a mortgage and you're paying that off. And that's a manageable debt if done correctly. And then I can understand going on vacations and stuff. But if you have self-inflicted debt, tons and tons and tons of money, maybe student loans I would go back and forth on, depending on the interest rate. You really shouldn't be blowing all your money on vacations, and you should find some other ways to go on holiday that don't cost you so much money because you can't afford it at this point.
I swore on the souls of my grandchildren that Disney
Is he from
would
the
not
Bronx?
break me.
A true Italian.
I'm broke. I'm there. The pimples popped. The Band-Aid is ripped off. I need to get a vacation from the vacation, and I need it fast. And people want to know why I act this way. Sick. Look at this thing. Cute little pin. $35. $35. What about these
Wow.
ears? Another racket. These ears, I bought them in the park. $40 for ears. For your kid wants to walk around like Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse, $40 a pop. That's nothing, because you can't just get that. You got to get these toys. So look at this toy. Look at this toy. $50.
Oh my
I'm done.
gosh.
Can we get the fuck out of here, Mo?
When you start breaking things down by like hourly wage and how many hours of your life it costs you to buy this stuff, you might start to rethink your spending habits. $50 for Mickey ears is repulsive. It's insane. And this is why Disney is a massive consumer trap, trying to just drain you for all your hard-earned money. And people will just swipe and swipe and swipe and swipe and spend all their money and pretend it doesn't exist. And they'll deal with it later. And eventually, they'll be bankrupt. Also, if you have ever been to Disney World or want to go to Disney World, leave a thumbs up on today's video. And if you don't want to go to Disney World and want to go on any other vacation, then click the subscribe button down below.
Hide the money, y'all. There's
I may be
poor
broke,
people
but I'm not
around.
140-minute broke.
With your broke ass.
The irony is she's probably one of the brokest people on that line because she probably bought everything on that trip and it's all financed and it's all on credit cards. A fool and his money are soon parted. This had a nice ring to it almost. A fool and his money are soon parted. It's like Romeo and Juliet. It's very true. If you are foolish with your money, you won't have it. It's that simple, and it will find its way into my pockets or your pockets, somebody who's responsible with their money.
I just booked a trip to Disneyland, even though I'm paying off $41,000 worth of debt. This is my third time going this year to a
third time, and we're in 40 grand worth of debt. There's no excuse, but I'm sure there is. Let's hear what this one is, how she's rationalizing it.
Disney park. We've really been enjoying ourselves. My kids are 4 and 5, so they're like literally the perfect age to like watch them go through and like experience the magic so purely, and so it makes us feel like we're kids again too. So we're really going to take advantage of that, and instead of doing like a traditional Christmas and a million presents and different decorations and all the things, we're just going to go to Disneyland. We just moved from Montana to Arizona, and so we do have a lot of our old Christmas decor that we brought with us that we are going to bring out hopefully this weekend, but there's no need for us to like buy a bunch of new decor this year. Honestly, we are staying with my parents currently, so like we don't have our own space to decorate, even though we will be decorating with our decorations as well here. But we really don't have to spend a ton of money on like decorations and like hosting all the different things that we would normally do in the past few years of Christmas time. Instead, we're going to allocate that, and my kids will get presents from literally everyone else in their life, and we're going to take them to Disneyland the week before Christmas. I'm just a huge proponent of like making sure that we also live our life while we're in this step-free journey. I know it's maybe not the top choice for someone who's paying off a ton of debt, but to be honest, like my kids are only going to be this age for so long. Like I don't want to spend their entire childhood being so strict that we didn't make any memories. Honestly, I don't really care. It's fully justified for me. And so
of course,
I don't know, this is just your sign that if you are in a similar journey, even if it's not something as extreme as going to Disneyland, like make sure that you take time to also make experiences and take little breaks and treat yourself also, so you don't get burnt out during the journey too.
It's always like excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse for whatever reason to continue bad behavior and stay in debt. She's saying she doesn't want to be so strict on her children for their entire childhood, so she has to go to 3 theme parks while $40,000 in debt. It makes no sense. And then she's using her kids as an excuse for why she wants to go. I highly doubt her 4-year-old will remember. And even if they do, so be it. I never went to Disney World as a kid. I only recently went to Disney World as an adult, and I enjoyed it. Probably a lot more than I would had I have been 3 or 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I think I turned out great. And I never went to Disney World. So it really is hysterical that these people will use their kids or any excuse they have to spend all this money and live above their means instead of just paying off debt. Because we live in a comfort crisis and people don't like to be uncomfortable for just a little bit. And all you really have to do to pay off like $40,000, depending on your income, is reduce your spending just a little. Live a little bit below your means. And in maybe 2 to 4 years, you'd be debt-free and you can take your kids on whatever vacations they want, paid for in cash. You're not stripping away their childhood. You can very easily create fun experiences if you just hang out with your kids and give them attention. You could give them a stick. They'd be just as happy. 9 times out of 10, kids just like the wrapping paper and unboxing things than the actual gift itself. So you can be creative and find, affordable vacations and trips to keep your kids entertained. I can't stand the excuses. I think the bigger picture is that people are so willing to spend exorbitant amounts of money just to escape the misery and stress of their lives for just a few days. People, adults, are struggling for any bit of happiness in a real world where there isn't much of it. This is true. This is also called like dopamine decor because, of how mundane and boring people's lives are. And I very much push you guys to kind of make your current life enjoyable. Figure it out. If you have to quit your job, quit the job and find something better. This is the importance of building up an emergency fund because you have a fallback and you can better prioritize and make your life more enjoyable, the one you're currently living in, instead of escaping. Only people with a childish outlook on life think like that, because this little piece of happiness is borrowed and you will have to pay for it with interest. That's true. And if, God forbid, you lose your job, this piece of happiness will cost you your entire future. And that makes me think of the previous video where this girl would rather continue to go into more debt to let her kids go on a vacation to Disney for like a couple of days and then have the possibility of living the rest of their lives, you know, with money problems and financial problems. And then she'll leave her kids with nothing but debt and, you know, bad financial education and money struggles and arguments about paying off bills and stuff like that. And God forbid she loses her job. That'll really give her kids some memories. It really is crazy how people rationalize this.
What the actual
They are simply adult children. That's all it is. They are children that have no understanding of money. They are going to forever be troubled with money and have financial problems because they can't wake up. You guys are literally poor. I've never thought of Disney as a nonchalant trip, yet you'd be surprised how many Disney adults view that they go there several times out of the year, if not every single month. And if they live in Florida, forget about it. Disney was for only rich people when I was a kid. You could win trips there. That was a huge marketing tactic too. Yeah, no, we've normalized it now with Disney credit cards. Has anyone ever been to like Disney World? The second you walk in, they're advertising, get free stuff, get this free thing, get this free thing. And then they want to get you hooked on their credit cards so you can blow all this money and rack it up by the time you're done with the trip. How much was this Disney trip? 15 grand?
How much did we spend at Disney's Alani Resort? Husband, my son, and I were here for a total of 3 days and 2 nights. Alani can get expensive, so we did our research and tried to find the best deals. Starting with flights, we flew United, and they would have been $430 per person, but we used points, so we didn't spend any here. Best deals for rooms at Alani were through renting DVC points. We got an ocean view room with a queen-size bed and a queen-size sleeper sofa. Because it's a DVC room, there's also a sink and a microwave. And the room itself came out to $350 per night, which is not bad for being ocean view. Now, between breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any snacks we got, this was all charged to the room. And we also had a character breakfast, which was the most expensive meal.
That's how they get you. Charge it to the room so you don't know the price of it. And then you get slapped with a several $1,000 bill at the end of your trip.
Had here. For the length of 3 days and 2 nights, our total bill for food was about $250. As far as activities, we did fish feeding and snorkeling at Rainbow Reef. Fish feeding was $7 per person. Snorkeling was $25 per adult and $20 per child. Being in Hawaii, we probably could have had a much nicer experience snorkeling somewhere else, but we love snorkeling so much we couldn't pass it up. The gift shop is where things went wrong. This is where we spent the majority of our money and went a tiny bit overboard. We spent about $1,200 in the gift shop. Don't come at me, there were so many cute things. Aside from that, parking would have been—
I'm sorry, did she say $1,200 on Disney paraphernalia?
$40, but with the DVC room, it was included. So with that, we spent a grand total of $3,600. This has been a bucket list item for us for so long. We enjoyed every single moment of our stay, which made it all worth it.
$3,600. If I had that to spend on a trip, Disney World, travel the world. I would never choose Disney. $1,200 in the gift shop. It really is crazy that they make this much money on the gifts because they are so beyond overpriced. It's insane. I've looked at some of the stuff and I am floored that people actually buy this. It's unreal.
Here's how much I spent in a day at Disneyland. My ticket was only $70 because of the locals discount. Then I started the morning off strong with a black cat cold brew for $8. I got a personalized hat for my baby for $27. And then we had to do a silhouette for his first visit, which was $34. I got the Sweet Heat Beignet chicken sandwich for $15. And of course I had to go right next door and get beignets, so I got 6 for $10. Then I got 2 soups and cookies for $37. Ratatouille soup was fire. Cozy cone mac and cheese and a drink for $33. Disney balloon for the baby was $20. And I finished off the night with a birria grilled cheese and Jolly Holiday combo for $32. This made my grand total for the day $287.
Look, I got nothing wrong with going to Disney World or Disneyland. If you enjoy it and you like it, no problem with it. Just set a budget before. Bring just cash or something. Set a budget. Leave your credit cards in the car. Something. And pay for it cash. And you really shouldn't be going on vacations in debt. That's just what I'm saying. Because what's going to happen is a little here, a little there, and all of a sudden you're back to the behaviors that got you into the debt in the first place. That's the problem here. So you have to learn to be a little strict and a little uncomfortable. And then when you have money, you can afford to do the things that people that have money can do without going into debt. But people like to be FOMO, fear of missing out, and you have to keep up with the Kardashians and the Joneses and their neighbors, and if they see everyone on social media going to Disney, they need to go to Disney, even if they don't have the money to go to Disney.
Trips are coming up.
So,
please don't tell me trips are coming up.
Going on
well, I've been trying to plan a Disney cruise.
That's insanely expensive.
I
What
know.
is that? How much is that going to cost?
Well,
how much is that going to cost?
For the weeks that I needed to go. So it had to be specific because he can't get off work. He has shut down on 2 weeks a year. So the price for the week we needed to go was going to be $8,000 for the cruise.
Oh my!
Are Disney cruises that expensive? I went on a cruise, Virgin Voyage, adults only, which was more expensive than the other cruise ships. And I thought I was splurging. And it was only like $800 each for the, what is it, $1,600 or like $1,700 for the two of us, my fiance and I, for about 7 nights. And it came with like a $300 or $400 drink voucher included in that for anything we wanted. And I thought that was expensive. $8,000 on a Disney cruise? Are you out of your mind?
That is a month of your income, lady. You said you want to control the money because you cannot trust him so that you guys can pay off debt, so that you can get married. That is what you opened this conversation with. You, that is not the truth. That is both. That is both. That is both. That is both. That is a lie.
It
you don't
sure
care
is.
about that. You care about prioritizing the fun you want to do.
It's for
the fun that you want to do.
Why ruin their childhood because of my bad choices?
I never went on a Disney cruise. My childhood wasn't ruined.
Well, it's actually cheaper than going to Disney World, so I actually thought this was the cheaper option.
I didn't go to Disney World until I basically was graduating high school. It did not ruin my childhood.
Well, I've never been either, so I just...
Okay, you're not a child. I'm not afraid of ruining your childhood. And again, what you just said right there, justifying that, is just clearly showing that you are prioritizing your fun. The fun that you want to do. Because I haven't gone either. I'm 25. Oh my goodness. Yeah, do a little birthday trip, max out a card, not paying it off. You just pay, you can put on for a trip last weekend. You're about to go on a Disney cruise. It's going to be $6,000. Lindsay?
I'm glad I'm not the only person that finds this absolutely insane, because I thought I might have been a little overboard, but nope, it's completely justified.
Disney cruise as a kid? Was your childhood ruined? I got a solid no. What about you, Jake? No, sir. Oh, I don't think their childhood is ruined. They're living pretty good adult lives.
It's just this is the only way I can be okay with working all these hours and working all the time.
No, it's not. You need coping mechanisms. You need better discipline. It is not, you are forcing yourself to work extra hours.
This is absolutely hysterical. I love Caleb Hammer. It's hysterical. It's so perfect because he's shooting holes in their theories. Every little excuse that they had, their justification as to why they're doing something, however they want to rationalize this, is all selfish and for themselves and to go into more debt. It's hysterical. Using their kids as a crutch and a reason for why they need to go to Disney. when really they want to go to Disney. Like, oh, it's for memories. What lies? It is insane. People, we live in such a comfort crisis. My Disney experience as a kid was called going to the county fair. Yeah, I never went to Disney, and honestly, I don't miss it. We never did it. Yeah, I went to the county fair and we went on certain vacations, and they were affordable trips that my parents saved up for cash, and that's what they paid. And if they didn't have the money for a trip, they would delay it until they did, and then they would buy it, like sensible adults with reason that don't want to be in tremendous amounts of debt and have money problems the rest of their life. It is unreal, the world we live in. Anywho, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. Absolutely nuts. The amount of excuses I heard in this episode as to why you need to go into thousands of dollars of debt to go to Disney World. It's like an addiction. It's insane. Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comment section below. If you've been to Disney, let me know your experience. How much did it cost you? How do you go about budgeting for it? Let me know. And if you haven't seen my previous Disney Insanity episode, definitely recommend checking it out right after this. Peace.